Alrighty. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's hot topic, growth mindset. So, in order to kick us off here, let's go ahead and start with the basic question as to what is growth mindset and what is it? What is the difference between growth mindset and a fixed mindset? So, we're gonna go ahead and go to the projector over here. Uh, let me move this. So, growth mindset, these people, these individuals, they can be very optimistic. They believe they can do anything. They definitely defy any limitations put upon them. They're the guys that you tell them, "Hey, you can't do that." They don't believe that. They don't believe that, talent is mandatory. They believe that you can overcome anything and they are ready to accept that challenge. The biggest thing they have is they say yet. So if I'm like, hey, you cannot throw that football 400 feet, pretty far. But they'll be like, no, I can't. I can't do it yet. All right. So basically, everything I just said about a growth mindset, you just flip it around. So a fixed mindset is exactly how it sounds. They're fixated that they cannot get better. They were not born with talent, or they believe that they cannot learn new things. Like you are born with the intelligence that you have. So that's kind of like a fixed mindset right there. Um, they're result oriented, and sadly, our education is kind of based upon this. Everyone's like, "What grades did you get? What'd you score on that test? What's your SAT scores?" Everything is so fixated on a result that they kind of forget that things are supposed to be learned. And if you fail, it's okay because you are still learning. Um, so in turn, they do avoid challenges as so they're the opposite. They will avoid a challenge. If they can have something easy, they'll go for that. They don't want they just avoid any type of failure or any high chance of failure. So those are the two differences. So to sum that up, uh, growth mindset, more optimistic. They believe they can do things. Fixed mindset, they're like, forget about it. I can't do it. Just a little bit more information on that right here. I found this great video. Put this on real quick. Found this great video. It's about 10 minutes. It's about 10 minutes. It kind of just goes into deeper context of what a growth mindset is, and how it can relate to success. One of the best things I want to point out here, it's like 427, and it kind of just reemphasizes the point I was talking about earlier about how some people are result oriented. They believe that certain things happen for a reason, like they're destined. They can't be better. So let's watch this for a little bit. So that was just a little scene from that video. It's a great video. I recommend you guys check it out. Ah man, this taskbar is gonna stay around now. Move this. All right, sweet. There we go. All right, so check out that video. Definitely recommend it. So then we're go ahead and move on. The next question that has to be asked is, does having a growth mindset help students stay motivated, especially during these times, during these distance learning times? It could be really boring for them. They could lose motivation. They could just be there, uh, just staring at a screen. but can a growth mindset really help them, stay motivated and like dedicated during these distance learning? So I think so. I think it can, based upon all the information that we found, and based upon this article that I have located on the Wilson Library. You know, children with a growth mindset will always look to that next moment. So if we can start implementing into it, it's they're not just showing up to class because they have to. They're ready for the new challenges. They're not making that excuse of I'm not good at online classes. I'm not good at this. It's more of a okay, you're not good at it yet, but let's find different ways to go ahead and correlate some things that you are good at into your learning. So a lot of students make excuses that they're only able to learn in person. So embracing the challenge and working hard at it. I think it sounds very simple, but I think it's one of the biggest foundations we need to start at. You know, it sucks. It sucks not to be in person. Some people are striving, by the way. But for me, and I know there's a couple people out there, it sucks to have to be online, be in class, or be on class at home. And but I think the biggest way to do it is just you got to accept it and find what is a way that relates to you. How can you make this more engaging for yourself? And as a teacher, how can you make it more engaging for your students? You have to put yourself in their shoes. You know, you're teaching a lesson that you love. You made it. It's the content area that you love to teach, and but to them, they might not like it. For me, I'm sorry if there's any history teachers out there, but I was not a history guy. I would fall asleep. I just didn't I couldn't relate to it. So if I'm in that class, if I'm in your class and you're teaching a lesson that I'm already bored in, it's like we have to find ways to engage. I know I'm a science teacher. Not a lot of people like science, so I have to find ways to correlate it to something. If I have a kid that is totally into cars, I have to tell them like, hey man, we in order to find out like how your car is going to work, we have to find some physics portions to this. So I relate his car to a lesson. I have a girl that's a dancer. I can find out the anatomical kinesiology or the exercise physiology portions of how that dancer is being able to do things. So just keep them correlated that way, and I think that works out well. All right, so just to sum that up, the motivated and the successful students, they like to challenge themselves. Like, so we're bringing this back up. Just, rinse and repeat right now. Making things relevant for themselves. So, like how we're talking about people that are into sports or, band or anything. You can always relate the content to something they're more engaged in. Have them never make excuses. When we're teaching these students how to stay motivated, just accept it and let's push forward. Let's push hard. Let's work together during this. And I always liked being competitive and wanting to learn about new topics. So that kind of correlates with the being relevant, finding things that are relevant. Because if you find something relevant, they're going to be more engaged. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to head and pass it over to my partners in crimes. And, have a good day, guys. Oh, references.